go! Hello, and welcome back to the vlog. Today we are going to follow an ancient mountain pass. As you can tell, Ollie and Rafa are back. And they're excited about it. Today, and over the next 3 videos actually, we're going to follow the Fungle Road, which is an ancient mountain pass. It was one of the main roads north and south between Aberdeenshire and Angus for quite a long time, and only fell out of use in the 20th century when the car came along. But believe it or not, this was the beginning of the main road south, and that's the first sign of it, a big trough where people could water their horses before they set off on the adventure. Or their cattle or whatever they had. And yeah, until the car came along, this was one of the main roads to get south. And the thing I like about it is because it was once so busy and it was once a main road, there are lots of little relics of that time. There's lots of little fun things along the way. So I thought we'd do the first part of it today because it kind of joins up these little hamlets and these little villages and castles, and there's like rocks and carved rocks. I mean, they're interesting rocks. And there's lochs and there's all kinds of things. So basically that's what we're going to do. I've been away in Sweden for a little while, and then my car was out of action for about a week as well. So it's been a while since I've done a vlog. But let's do a little bit of the Fungle Road. And the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to turn right here. So the Fungle Road carries on down there, but we're going to turn right because there's a loch down here with an interesting little thing to look at. And plus the dogs love a swim, so we're going to go down into the loch. Let's go, Ravi! Yeah! I just bent down to do my laces and there's a frog here. I don't know if you can see that. See the frog? I just saw the ground moving and I was like, oh, what's that? It's a frog. I'll try and get a photograph of it. Okay, I've got a picture of the frog. I hope it's in focus. And here we are at Bursmore Loch. The ducks are coming over, and that's a bad move because Ollie's going to be after them. I don't know why they're coming over. No ducks. Ollie, come here. Oh no. Why are they coming over? Ollie, come this way. Rafa, come. Rafa, come. Rafa, Ollie. Let's come. Wow, really surprised he came. Well done, Ollie. Okay, the first thing that's worth mentioning around this loch is this wee cabin. I call it a wee cabin, it's actually quite a big cabin. And it was actually built by the Queen's grandmother. So Queen Elizabeth II's grandmother and grandfather built that. And they used to use it when they came up to Balmoral. She liked to use it for picnics. It's actually quite far from Balmoral, but she used to like it for picnics. It's also got a boating shed, as you can see. And it's actually available for rent now, so if you want a holiday on the loch and if you want to rent this cabin, then you can do so. And I've not actually been inside it, but I have seen inside it. And I think the bath is the place to be. There's this big copper bath and you get these views out onto the loch, which I'll put up on the screen right now. And yeah, it just seems like a really nice place to hang out. I don't like baths normally, I find them boring. I'm more of a shower guy. But I think if I was to rent that cabin for a bit, I would definitely have a bath in that big copper bath and look out the window. So yeah, I don't know how much it is to rent. I imagine it's quite a lot because of its royal connections, its royal history. But it is possible. Maybe it's not expensive, I haven't actually looked. But yeah, I'll put the drone up and give you a proper look of the loch that we're currently walking around. Okay, let's talk about the Fungle Road. I can't remember what I said in the introduction, but it's an ancient mountain road. It was one of the main roads going north-south from Aberdeenshire, from Aboyne down to, is it Glen Esk? Tarfside, I think the name of the place is. And when I say it was an ancient road, it was used for thousands and thousands of years. Apparently it was a really dangerous road back in the day. It was used for cattle droving, and apparently highwaymen would kind of hang out around the side of the road, and it was quite a dangerous route. I think before we get on the road proper though, there's a ruined cottage up here. So I'll go this way. I sometimes fantasize about retreating into the Highlands and getting a remote cottage somewhere and sort of living a life off-grid in the woods, away from the cares and the troubles and all of the problems of the world. And I've got to say that this house here, well, maybe not the house itself, but it's got quite an appealing situation. It's got a babbling brook down the side of it. It's got some land, it's got the trees, the forest behind it. I think it's quite an interesting little cottage. I'm surprised it's fell into disrepair. But yeah, this, I suppose, would have been one of the farmers that would have used the road, the Fungle Road, because that would have been all his land over there. Let's see if we can look inside. I might need to take the ND filter off again. Yeah, 1 second. So that's the fireplace. A bit of machinery there. And another fireplace over the far side. And you can see the wallpaper even. I find abandoned stuff absolutely fascinating. I've just seen a bit of equipment over here. Let's have a look and see what it is. I have no idea what it is. Anybody have any ideas on what that is? Anyway, let's take some photos and we'll get back on the road. Okay, here's the sign. Yeah, so it leads to Tarfside, and it says the Fungle Road, a heritage path and old roads used in the 18th and 19th centuries by drovers to take cattle and sheep south to market by Burstcastle and Tarfside and Glen Esk. It was a dangerous crossing due to the presence of cattle thieves or caterans ready to steal from the herds. It's difficult to believe it now, but A, this was the main road, and B, it was highly dangerous because of cattle thieves. Alright, so let's head off up the Fungle Road. We're only going to do the first portion of it today, and then in the next video I'll do the middle portion, and then in the final video, the third one, I will go to the other side. I'll go down to Tarfside. So we'll kind of break it up into a few different videos. There's that cottage where we just were. This is actually the worst bit of the climb. First of all, because it's the steepest. And I'm doing that thing where I sound like I'm dying again. But also because I took away all the trees around here. There used to be so many trees and it was so nice. It's a beautiful walk. But in this bit, for some reason, recently they took away all the trees. And now it just looks a bit like the Somme after World War I. But I guess there's a reason for it. I just can't believe how badly they've decimated this. It just looks awful now. You just have to imagine as you're looking out there that it's just lush pine forest. It looks like there's been a war. I wonder what these things are. I saw that one back there that looked like an owl. It's a mouse, a fox, and a gruffalo. Didn't know there were gruffalos around here. Is the gruffalo a baddie or a goodie? I think he's a goodie. I've never read the book, but I think he's a goodie. I've seen the pictures of him, and I've seen the cover of the book, and he looks pretty good to me, so I think we'll be fine. But we better keep on our guard just in case, because you never know. Okay, we've left the Somme behind, and we're back into ancient lush forest, which is much better. And there's a little rest stop up here, so we'll just go and take a look at where we've come from. Alright, so this is called the Rest and Be Thankful. Rest and be thankful that you didn't die and that the caterans didn't get you and steal your cows. And it says 1869 to, what's that, 19... I'm not sure what that is. And then it says, O mountains, O ye waters, praise ye the Lord. And then the idea is that you'd sit up here after that big trek up the hill and you just take in the view for a little bit before you carried on your way over the mountains. And again, it would have looked much nicer than that back in the day. There would have been nice trees just there. But you get the idea. Right. I will get some photographs of the Rest and Be Thankful, and we'll be on our way. So there it is. That's called the Guard. That's the official name of the house. And it's in the middle of nowhere because that's where the guards lived. I think. I'm pretty sure that's why it's called the Guard. Because the guards would live there and they would patrol this route and make sure that the caterans and the thieves were not getting away with it. I think there's something Hansel and Gretel-ish about that house. It's not made of gingerbread, but there's something quite fairy tale about it. And there's somebody that lives in it still. There's a car outside and there's smoke coming out of the chimney, which makes it look even more fairy tale like the fact there's smoke coming out of the chimney. But yeah, it's still lived in. I don't know how they get up here. There must be a track or a road of some kind. They can't have come up the road that we just walked up. But yeah, it is still lived in. And that's where the guards lived. So that's one of the relics of how important this road used to be. But as you can see, it's just a forest path. Where have the dogs gone? Let's go! This way! They thought we were going back already. Did you think we were going back already? Yeah! Let's go! I've come to the conclusion through all my adventures that I love scenic beauty and I love story and history. But the sweet spot is when both of those things happen in the same place, when something interesting happens in a really beautiful place. I love that combination. Natural beauty, but also stuff that happened there. think I hear some cow thieves. There better not be any puppy thieves. Okay, so we're just coming to the end of this leg of the journey. We're just coming out into the open, and as you'll see, once we get through this bit of forest, it's just open mountains and moorland. Sorry, I just sniffed there. That's not very seemly. As you can see, we're coming out into this open countryside with just heather, and they would have walked over the mountain there. There's the Fungle Road back to where we were, and then it says dogs on lead because there's adders on the moor. So in Scotland we don't have anything dangerous at all. All of the bears, all of the wolves, all of the wild boar, that was all hunted to extinction, so there's nothing left that can harm you except for the snakes. There's some adders that are on the moorland. And there's also lots of these things, ticks. I forgot about them, but they're a disaster. So as you can see from that drone shot, it just goes on and on for miles right over the mountains, but I don't think there's much to see until you get to Forest of Burst, which is what we're going to go to next time. Ollie, let's go. We're going to go back. Okay, so I think that's us finished. We're just heading back to the car. I do have a habit on these vlogs of thinking I'm done and saying goodbye, and then there's something else that comes along a bit further along, but I think that I'm properly done. There's nothing else to see, and we're just going to track back the way that we came. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for joining, and I will catch you on the next one.